Kasane Teto is basically like text-to-speech but text-to-singing instead. Teto is a voice bank on a free app called UTAU, which means it is just a lot of small wave files of someone making vocals. Every sound clip has an alias which by typing the names of the sound clip aliases and then dragging those lyrics to the desired notes on the keyboard. So in summary, this software lets you make songs even if you can't sing. But what is the origin of this virtual singer, you ask? UTAU was not the first software with virtual singers, and Teto was not the first voice bank. It all started in the early 2000s with several teams working together on a product called Vocaloid. Vocaloid was not free and it was announced around 2004 with a few voice banks available for purchase. The way it worked is that you would buy the product in a character, and you could ghostwrite songs with that character's voice, including commercial songs. Over the next few years, Vocaloid did not sell as well as the team had hoped, and the male voice banks did not sell as well as the female ones. And the team concluded the characters were the problem, and they were too boring. Nobody wants to be a ghostwriter for a boring character. So they planned to create a second generation of Vocaloid characters and give them a little more personality. Generation 2 of Vocaloid was released in 2007 and the new generation focused a little bit more on the characters. They had a little more personality than the first generation while also maintaining a blank slate persona so that people could still write whatever kind of songs they wanted. The first Gen 2 Vocaloid was Hatsune Miku, which means the sound of the future, because this was the next generation of the software. She is a 16-year-old idol with a light blue color theme, and the number 01 tattooed on her arm because she is the first Vocaloid of the new generation. This new generation was called the Character Vocal Series, which is a group of voice banks that was focused more heavily on the characters. Her favorite color is green, which seems like a joke to me considering the blue color theme, and her favorite food is canonically the leek, a type of onion. And that was basically the character they thought of that is supposed to be less boring. And it actually worked, and Mika was a resounding success compared to the previous products. Now that the Vocaloids were rolling in the dough, lots of people started to become interested in the software. People who produced Vocaloid songs would usually put a P at the end of their name for producer. And this community grew, and that is why UTAU was created, as a free alternative to the Vocaloids. UTAU was created in 2008, 1 year after Miku and the rest of the Gen 2 Vocaloids. The UTAU characters are called UTAUs, and anybody can make their own UTAU, so UTAU is kind of like a community project version of the Vocaloid project. The first UTAU was named Default. It was just a default demo voice bank, but it was later renamed UTAU, and this purple character was created to personify the voice bank. The second UTAU was Kasane Teto, and Teto quickly became the face of the UTAUs and the most popular one. She was originally created as an April Fool's joke in 2008. Her whole character is a joke version of Hatsune Miku. Her original character design is drawn in the same style as the original Miku design, except her color theme is pink instead of light blue. She has the number 0401 tattooed on her arm as a reference to April 1st. Her favorite food is canonically the French baguette, and she is 31 years old. But she fantasizes about being a teen idol like Miku. She is basically a wannabe Vocaloid who is jealous of Miku. Instead of having the twin tails that Miku has, Teto's hair is twin drills, and the creators of Teto ended up naming their company Twin Drill. To make Teto even more of a joke character, she is specifically not a human but actually a chimera monster that simply looks like a human. Her voice was provided by a then teenage girl in Japan named Mayo.
Is mayonnaise an instrument?
No, Patrick, but it is a singer. Anyways, her name is pronounced Mayo, I think, but this text-to-speech has mispronounced like a billion words. In summary, Vocaloid was a paid product with professional characters, and UTAU was a free project and anybody could make their own UTAUloid. Mika quickly became the face of Vocaloid in 2007 and Teto quickly became the face of UTAU in 2008. Many different people starting making songs with Teto, but she was not as popular as the Vocaloids. The first Teto song was kind of just a test, and the second Teto song was the first real Teto song. It is called the Song of the Eared Robot and I think it's a really good one. Many people started to create their own OC UTAUs, and the army of UTAUs grew with Teto as their leader. You might recognize UTAU and Teto, but this one here is called Momo. This was the third UTAU, and Momo was actually the first UTAU to break the internet and become mainstream. Although you might not recognize the actual character, you probably recognize her voice. Momo became famous because she covered a Miku song, and her cover ended up becoming much more popular than the original Miku song. I'll show you a clip from the original Miku song and it might sound a little familiar. Yes, we all know this song. It was a Vocaloid song the whole time. Originally from a Vocaloid producer named Danny P, but the version that everybody knows was not sung by Miku, but rather, Momo. Shortly after the Momo cover dropped, in 2011 a YouTuber named Sarah June combined a GIF called Pop Tart Cat with the Momo song and called the video Nyan Cat. Naya is just the Japanese equivalent of meow. The video got over 200 million views before being deleted and later re-uploaded, and it became a huge staple of early 2010s meme culture. Imagine being the person who created Momo as your OC UTAU character and most people don't even know you are the voice that 200 million people heard. 2011 was also the same year I discovered Vocaloid and UTAU. On a particular day in 2011 known as the Day of Reckoning, that is the day when I discovered Vocaloid. I was just sitting on the floor and using a tablet to watch YouTube videos. This is back when tablets were a thing, but I didn't use an iPad, I was using some cheap knockoff instead, and in the recommended videos section I saw this video. And it was completely unrelated to what I was watching, and I clicked on it and I thought it was pretty cool. So then I went down a rabbit hole where I was clicking on the related videos and listening to Vocaloid songs. After continuing down the Vocaloid rabbit hole, eventually I saw a video called Triple Baka, which is the first Teto song I heard. The music video has 3 characters, Miku and Teto, and a third character Niru. Niru has an odd story. She has no official voice bank, so she isn't a Vocaloid or an UTAU. But she's kind of just like a character that is also based on Miku, and she appears in music videos sometimes. Sometimes people give her a voice bank, but she's really just a fan-made character with no actual voice bank. In Triple Baka she doesn't say a single word and instead makes music with her cell phone noises. This music video combines Miku and Teto together in the same song, and Teto even has her own solo part. In the early 2010s Vocaloid was really a lot bigger than UTAU, and Miku was getting her own sponsorships and she was doing hologram concerts in real life. And people would wave around little glow sticks in the audience, and she even had a lot of weird TV advertisements like the Toyota was the official car of Miku.
It's the official car of Kasane Teto. Follow her big dreams at toyota.com.
Or an even weirder sponsorship was the creepy Domino's ad that Miku did.
Hello everyone, I'm Scott, president of Domino's Pizza. Have you heard of Hatsune Miku? Hatsune Miku exists in a software called Vocaloid. Vocaloid enables you to produce songs. A character named Hatsune Miku sings the songs you create. From the menu to the order, it looks very cute, just like Miku. Once your pizza's delivered, have some fun with Miku. It comes with a social camera function, and you can take various
As time went on, the Vocaloid software kept improving and making new releases and new characters and updates. They gradually started to sound more human and less robotic. Miku got her own video games on PlayStation, and she made a lot of cameo appearances in animes. Several different companies made Vocaloids in several different languages, and they were all owned by Yamaha. But in 2019, due to Miku's success, the company that made Miku, called Krypton Future, split from Yamaha and created their own software similar to Vocaloid called PA Pro. So technically Miku was no longer a Vocaloid, but I literally don't care, so I still call her a Vocaloid because I'm used to the name. Krypton took all of their characters with them, which were some of the most popular voice banks for virtual singers. And around this time is also when artificial intelligence started to see huge public improvements, and AI companies started to create their own text-to-singing with AI instead of voice banks. When Vocaloid found out about this, they were like, hold up, that's our thing, and so they started integrating AI into their own products. A new software came out, that I believe costs money, called Synth V, and this is kind of like Vocaloid except it uses artificial intelligence. Since Vocaloids and UTAUs are kind of like the original AI singers, obviously they had to get involved in this. And a model for Teto was created on Synth V, with the help of Mayo and her associates at Twin Drill created a new character design for AI Teto which looks like this. One of the first things people did after AI Teto came out was to recreate the song of the eared robot and to see how far we've come since 2008. This remake sounds significantly more human-like, and Mayo herself helped Synth V train the model for AI Teto as well, so instead of just recording voice clips and assigning them to notes, this time you are actually training an AI model that can produce more human-like sounds. The music video features a guest appearance from the original Teto at the end. It has been almost 2 decades since Vocaloid and UTAU started at this point, and they have significantly improved since then due to improvements in technology. They went from a few characters to a lot, and Miku's popularity was starting to peak again, and because of the huge quality increases in Teto's Synth V model, compared to her UTAU voice bank, lots of people started making more Teto songs, typically remaking old Teto songs with Synth V, or simply creating new ones. Teto had become popular many times in the past because she's basically a meme version of Miku, but Miku was always the more popular one by a lot. But Teto would finally hit the mainstream in a song that received over 100 million views not too long after Teto's Synth V model was officially released. Somebody made a song with Miku and Teto and it blew up in views, and Teto was finally up there with Miku. And Mayo herself appeared to appreciate how popular the video was. She has an official Twitter account, but all she usually posts is just pictures like this all the time. It's kinda surprising to me she only has 18,000 followers on Twitter considering she is the voice provider for such a popular character, and even worse, Mayo only has 1,000 followers on her official YouTube, which she has sang some songs herself on I think, but also posted Teto songs on there too. They sound kinda the same, so it's hard to tell sometimes. I guess that's the fate of being a ghost voice provider for a fictional character that people ghostwrite songs for. Nobody knows who the original sources are, haha. The creator of Mesmerizer posted a new song recently too, and I don't speak Japanese, but so Embody told me it's supposed to be about how they have high expectations now due to their success. And also the new song has a special cameo from Niru, so it looks like the Triple Baka gang is all back together, lol. Anyways, Teto was always my favorite even though she's not a Vocaloid, and I've known about her since 2011, which is a long time at this point, and I've always liked Vocaloid music a lot. I don't even speak the language, usually Vocaloid songs are in Japanese, but I just like the way the songs sound usually, and I kinda like the robotic voice. But the AI is good too, even though it actually sounds like a human now. My favorite Vocaloid was Gumi, who I think is still a Vocaloid because she was not made by Miku's company. But I don't care, they are all Vocaloids to me. Anyway, now you know the story. And I might have gotten some facts wrong, I don't know, I did not do research for this video, I simply know all this because I'm a Vocaloid fan, so maybe I remembered some stuff wrong. Have a nice day. Now you know more, lol.